Hey folks, gonna kind of do another overview video here of another game I just received not too long ago, which is Middara Unintentional Malum Act 1. There is an Act 2 and Act 3 coming out, probably later this year or maybe next year, which is, we are in 2021. This is an RPG game that has a lot of story built into it. There are going to be pages and pages of story to read before you get to something to do something. But it is very much, from what I understand, a Japanese style role playing game. So similar to like a Final Fantasy type thing, where there's a little bit of action, but it relies heavily on the story and investigating that type of thing. Um, so I actually did peel the shrink wrap off of this and open it up briefly, but I have not gone through anything else. So we're going to do that now. Get the lid off. There we go. All right, so the first thing we see is two trays full of minis. I'm assuming these are going to be heroes and probably some bad guys. So we have one tray here, and let's see if I can open this up and get this over on the other camera so you can see couple of the minis at least. All right, so let's take a look at this person, and one of these guys. These look cool. All right. Let's switch over here to the other camera. All right, so here what I have, I'm assuming, is a hero. You can see it's pretty decent detail. It's still not focused quite right, is it? It is when I lay it all the way down there like that. So you can see pretty decently detailed miniature, not too terrible. Here we have a bad guy, some sort of knight with a giant axe, a bunch of spikes coming out of his back. And then here we have another bad enemy, some kind of crab-looking thing with a guy, or that guy is the crab-looking thing. He's got a big spear/sword there. So it's pretty. The miniatures aren't terrible. I'm pleased with them. Let's get this switched back over here. Alright, so let's put the lid back on this. Set this off to the side. We'll just keep going down through here. So a nice little piece protecting plastic over the components inside here. This is going to be your rule book. Nice little paper sheet on top to cover it up because it is a little bit of a glossy type rule book. One of my favorite things about this, as you'll see down here at the bottom, it says version 1.1 July 2020. So you know which version of the rulebook you have, and it's a pretty decent sized rulebook. Plenty of pictures, plenty of examples, tags, all that stuff in here. Basically going through the game. Looks like it is about 75 pages in length, with a lot of reference charts, etc. The back has a nice little breakdown of the die, and so forth and so on. Put that over there. Then we have our Act 1 diagram book. You're going to be going to this book to get diagrams for various maps or to add things on. So the scenario book that we'll get to here in a minute might have you set up the first two rooms of a dungeon or area, and then they'll tell you to go. Once you get through that second room, go to the diagram book on page whatever to set up the third room. It's just to kind of hide stuff from you so you don't know what's coming, which is pretty nice. Then we have the crawl book. This is you can play this game in two different modes. Basically, you can play campaign or you can play crawl mode, where you just set up a dungeon or area and go through it. And this is all of those with all the different things. You see all this text here is hidden in red. There's a little one of those red decoder things. So this text is hidden until you do this. Then you put your red decoder over that, and it shows you what the text actually is. So that's another way they hid stuff inside here, which I think was a great idea. This is a bounty pack, Blighted Terror to difficulty. Again, just like the other one with the diagrams and such. We have a bunch of plastic baggies, which unfortunately looks like I might have to use for all these card bricks. This is going to be a mess to organize. Alright, so there's that. We have some dice. Different. They have, some of them have numbers. They all look they have the numbers. Yeah, they all have numbers on them. Different numbers. This one goes up to 7, but it starts at 1. I don't know how that works. We're skipping a number somewhere there. Oh yeah, we're skipping 4. With different symbols. These remind me of Descent dice with the different symbols in the corners. So that's they probably have some sort of similar system. When you're rolling dice, if you roll a book, then you can do something, or the shield will block, etc. We have a nice brick of cardboard here, which looks like it's going to be this is the enemy deck. Probably the heroes are in there too, but that's a pretty thick deck of cards. Have to go through there. Stop, large hidden card deck. So there's probably more enemies or heroes. Do not open until instructed to do so. Then we have, I'm not sure what these are. This looks like a reference card of some sort. Abraxas Battle Dice. I'm not sure what this deck of cards is, but it's there. Then we have all kinds of card bricks. So here's another stop, medium hidden card deck. Do not open until instructed to do so. What are these? These are items. Yeah, Great Hammer, all kinds of text. What it does, plus physical damage. Heavy, uncommon. This is an uncommon weapon deck. Let's see, what are these? These are potions, maybe just regular items. Consumable, corpse collector. It's sticky. Why is that sticky? Alright. Here's more. Here's rare relics. So I'm assuming each card deck or card brick is the same. So rare relics. What's this? Mundane consumables. Lot of cards in this game. Lot of cards. And we have a bunch of mini cards. Small hidden card deck. Stop. Do not open until instructed to do so. Intervention. Assemblage. Level 1. Whatever that means. Lot of cards. Lot of cards. Item upgrades. You can upgrade your... This game is very, from what I understand, is very customizable in terms of your character. So you're going to get your weapons. You're going to be able to upgrade those weapons, make them unique. You're going to be able to give your character different abilities. They're going to grow, etc., etc., etc. Here's the meat of the game. This is the Act 1 adventure book. It is very hefty. This is the only other book that I have that might be as thick as this is the Agents of Smersh encounter book, which is probably half this thickness. But you can see here, I'll just flip through a few pages. You'll see, like, there's a ton of just text and writing. You got to read through all this stuff and then take an action, decide what to do, and then here's a map, and here's set up the map, have an encounter, more red text that's hidden. I don't want to try to show off too much of this. Introduction, chapter 1, etc. And this book is 482 pages long. Then we have some adventure sheets down here. Looks like they're just paper. You can write down your characters' names, how much gold you have as a party, what flags you've hit, achievements, etc. So let's put all this back. And let's see if I can pull this out of here. There we go. And let me put some of this stuff back in here real quick. just so I get it nice and organized and back in here. It doesn't seem like it's sitting right. No, this probably goes beneath all that. That probably goes there. Those can go there. That can go there. That good stuff. Man, that looks heavy. Alright, so let's get that out of the way. So we got some more. We got some larger miniatures. Let's see if we can get those to the other camera here real quick. A couple of them. We'll go with this guy. And we'll go with this guy. And let's switch this camera on. Alright, so here's one of the bad guys. Looks like a giant multi-headed plant thing almost. So there's that guy, and then there's some kind of tree looking thing with ghosts coming out of it. Not sure what that is. How's that go back in there? Just like that. Alright, so that's those miniatures. There's several other ones, but then we have some plastic stands. We have some bases of various colors. We have 2 bricks of map tiles. They're all squares. And I'm assuming all the cardboard pieces are below here. So here's a nice little piece of paper to put over top of this to protect it. And I'm assuming this is the world that you'll be traveling in. So we'll take that. And yep, there's all the cardboard. It's going to be a pain to get out of there. Looks like there's... Let's see. Get this out of here easily. Looks like there's 4 sheets. 4 sheets of cardboard. These look like the poison disease. These look like status markers. Tentacle intervention. Like, yeah, negative effects, heal, that type of thing. One nice thing about this is, I don't know if you can tell, these are kind of have a gloss over them. Some of these have glosses over them. And then we have, it looks like another bad guy maybe. A couple other people. I'm assuming this is health because they're shaped like hearts. It looks like water tiles, passages, various other tokens, dynamite. And more bad guys. More map tile tokens. Tokens of the characters. More health tokens, I'm assuming. And then a bunch more standees. I don't know if these standees are replaced by the miniatures or if they are in addition to the miniatures. But they're here. So that is Middara Unintentional Malum. This is, like I said, this is Act 1. There are 2 other acts that are going to be coming out. This is just the base game. There's a bunch of expansions with various adventures, additional enemies, cards, items, that type of thing. So that's all there. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna organize this into the box. I might have to look to see if there's a insert I can 3D print for it. At least for all these cards and the tokens. Somebody's got to create something already. But that's that. Kind of looking forward to this. Not sure how I feel about all the text to be reading. Like, it looks like you're going to be reading maybe like 2 or 3 pages of story, and then you'll have to, as a party, make a decision. You know, you might have to do a die roll, and then read another 2 or 3 pages of, story, and then you'll get to a dungeon you have to go through. So it's, like I said, it's more story oriented. I'm pretty sure you have to play with 4 characters at all times. So even if you're going to solo it, you still have to have 4 party members, I believe. Unless they've changed that, but I'm pretty sure the reviews that I watched before had they said that you had to, if you're going to play with less than 4 players, then you had to still play with 4 characters. Yeah, this looks. I'm excited to actually dive into this game. I don't know how well it'll work in either of my gaming groups, because I don't know if anybody's going to sit through those pages and pages of text. So it might just be me. I might just try to solo this, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm pretty bad at keeping up with 1 character, let alone 4. But we'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.